Okay, so this panel was a bit of an experiment. So, I have the silverberries under here, and when they were done fruiting, what I did was aggressively cut them all back, all the fruiting canes, because they'll never fruit again, and then I spent some time and I tied up all the first year canes, because it's a 2-year cane variety. So basically what that means is it grows in the first year, and it doesn't fruit, and it sits over winter, and then the next year it will grow laterals and flower all the way down and you'll get all your berries. So I put up the first year canes and vines and tied them up, and I thought this is a bit of a dead space. All along here I thought it was a bit of a dead space area, which is unfortunate because this has still got really good growing space in this part of the garden. So what I did was I threw some borlotti beans, some just borlotti bean seeds just at the base down here, just as the flowers were starting to form way back in spring. And I thought, I wonder if they'll grow up and be ready to take over once the berries have come off. And it's worked so well. I could not have honestly wanted more from it, because now that it's March and it's getting near mid-March, we're in autumn, and the silverberries were pretty much all done and dusted before Christmas, I think they were, if I do remember correctly. Maybe a smidge after, I'm not sure, but I think before Christmas. So they only really take 4 weeks once they start ripening to the last bits and pieces coming off. And so then I thought, well, there's almost like a second season that's not being taken advantage of. So what I did was then I trailed up the vines that I found that had been pressed underneath the silverberries, and I wove them gently up a little bit, and they've just taken over now. So when these get a little bit unruly, and as you can see, they've taken over the whole panel, and you can see it a bit flailing around, just probably about there. So I wait until it's about 30 centimeters long, and then I will just go in and tuck it down again and then leave a bit sticking out. And so basically it's climbing on itself at this point. Climbing on itself, and the beans have been pollinated, and they're pollinated by all the wonderful pollinators we've got in the garden, the bugs and the bees and the wind and all those things. And because we've had so many green beans for eating, I've stopped actually picking these for green food eating, and I'd probably pick them at about, let's see if I can find one that's young enough. Probably pick it at about maybe that or less before you can see any colour coming on it, honestly. You can see it at all its different stages of productivity, from the just formed beans here, which have still got flowers on the tip, and to the ones that are deep in here that have been on for weeks, and they have started to get their beautiful, very well known colours on them. If I can find, here, you can start to see it getting its pinks on, and I can you see in there, that one really starting to get its pink tones on? So I will leave these, and I will come back probably before the first frost. So if my estimate's correct, we had about mid-May last year, and so I'm thinking I'll probably come in the end of the first week of May, and I will come and pick all the beans, and I will still leave the vine there, of course, and then I will let grow anything that is tiny and is not going to be good for eating at that point anyway, so anything about this little, and all the flowers. But I'll take anything that we could A, possibly eat, or B, we can actually get the bean out of for dried beans, for soup beans, or for seeds for next year. And I will give you an update on that when we get it.